Welcome everybody. If you're new, my name's Tara. We are up potting some stuff today. I got a variety of things that need to be up potted in different stages. This year I'm a little behind, but I'll kind of show you my process. Well, not kind of, I will show you my process. And it's worked really well for me, and hopefully it will work well for you. Yeah, so let me show you how far these seedlings have come along. So last time we started some seedlings, and then I had to restart some seedlings, if you remember that. And the restarted seedlings are doing a little better. So I really think it was just some bad seeds. Okay, so I'm gonna flip you around so you can see what the stuff looks like and tell you what's really bad and what's not, because there's some that it's pretty bad. So this is an overview of the seedlings. I got tomatoes and peppers mostly in here. There's a couple Victoria rhubarbs and a couple lettuces. These are some King of Siberia that I repotted. And these are some Burbanks. This one I repotted, so 2 of them are starting to come up here. And then my eggplant is still not doing, I think I started that last time when I was with you guys. And then my peppers are starting to the ones I put in now are starting to come up, which is exciting. And then over on this side, these guys are taking off. I'm still waiting on some more lemongrass to appear and some cantaloupe. There's one cantaloupe, and then this says it is borage, and that's the diathis. And these are salvia, and then this one's apricot cosmos. So these 2 are apricot lemonade cosmos. And this is a cherry twist, doing great. The Silecio is doing great. My Aunt Molly's ground cherries are doing great. My cilantro is taking a long time. So is the nasturtiums. But anyway, and then I got tomatoes and stuff like that need to be up potted. Crazy. Anyways, we're gonna do some up potting. Okay, so I'm gonna start with how I up pot. I up pot probably a little bit different than a few people, because I really like to make sure that I am burying my tomato stem. So like when I up pot, this is a tomato. I will bury up to take off these leaves and bury up to these leaves, because I want to make sure that I'm getting as much root connection as possible, so that way it grows nice big strong roots. And I will actually do that a little bit with my peppers as well, because the peppers also these ones are already kind of buried a little bit, so I probably won't do it again, but they will also kind of root at their stem. They don't root as fast as tomatoes will. So if you got a seedling pepper, you can cover the stem a little bit and it'll be okay. I wouldn't go crazy, but they will. And if you let them go, like I've noticed, if I let them go towards the end of the season, you'll start to kind of see them almost look like they're creating little knots at the bottom of your base near your soil. And that's what it is that's where, if it were to root out and root comes out of it, that's where roots would come out of it. And so what I do is I will put them in here. So we're gonna do that, and then I will come back. Actually, we're gonna up pot some of these. So after they're just like the 5-ounce little clear cups that you get at like Walmart or something. After you do that, what I like to do is get some red cups There's red solo cups, or red solo cups, traditional red solo, and then smaller solo cups. So then I like to take the smaller solo cups over here and grab this one because this one has a lot of the stuff that I okay. So let me get a big one. We'll do this one. The San Marzano is a San Marzano variety, which if you're new to the different varieties, I pick off the leaves. You can't really. So on tomatoes, I'll pick off the leaves. Take that guy out. I put a little bit of soil in there. And then I'll put my fingers like that. Tip it. Ooh, this one's kind of... Usually it's a little more clumpy. The soil, I guess you could say, is a little bit more clumpy. Maybe. Usually it sticks a little bit better, but this time it did not. Okay, and then that's that. I put that back in there. And I'm going to keep on doing this, and we will do that. Pull up a chair, get your own seed starting on. And if I think of anything cool to share with you guys, I will let you know. And I will, when it comes to certain varieties after the tomatoes and stuff, or different plants, I might expand upon some of the other starts that I have, like the ground cherries and stuff like that. So this time I'm not going to put anything in there because if the seeds, yeah, see, normally it does like that, and you can really, the other one must have been slightly. Oh, I will say, always make sure that you put a hole in there. How I do it is I just take a drill, like a screwdriver, and put a drill end on it and poke a hole in it. You can kind of see that. Just a hole, and you just stack them and then go in there. I can show you at the end. I should have done that before. I will say, when you do this, don't try to get super close to the stem. Like, I can show you, you can see where the leaves were. Like, I don't try to get super close because you don't want to pinch that stem. It's so delicate that you don't want to do that. So, see if I can, it's not really gonna do it, but you can kind of see there's like little nodes on the sides that look a little bigger. Okay, and then when I'm putting seedlings in this cup, I used to label them, and then because I was like, I'm gonna grow the same varieties that I do all the time, which is true for one tomato, so well, now actually 2 tomatoes so far, but there's a lot of varieties that I don't, and I don't have the greatest luck with cucumbers, and so I do a variety of cucumbers. So I bought these little, they're from, you can get them at Walmart or Amazon or anywhere really, Lowe's. The fairy moss labels, and I like these for the fact that if you scrub them, sometimes you have to scrub them decently, but I can rewrite on them if I really am like, I need to get rid of all these varieties that I'm not using, and you can write on the other side. So for a while there, I was trying to do fall on one side and summer on the other side, so that way I don't have to have a ton of these. And so I realized that I don't probably need to do that yet because I don't grow enough cold stuff to really matter. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stick with, when I need more, I'll buy more. Because they're slightly costly, but they're not, I don't feel like they're terrible for what they are. Okay, so I verified I can bury these guys, which they desperately, you can barely see them, they desperately needed to be buried like a while ago, but it just didn't get to it. So we will bury these guys, and hopefully that will help them become strong. All right, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. I'm not gonna finish these right now, but you get the basic gist and the idea of this. And then when these start to stretch on the tomatoes, I will move them up to one of these big solo cups And I just do that to be, I wouldn't say efficient because it's not the most efficient way, but thorough. Because I really, really want my seedlings to have a good stem. I have had there was one year that all my tomatoes starts were gone. And it made me so sad. I didn't have very many tomatoes that year. I'm getting tired of sitting in this chair outside. It's not that comfortable. You guys, will be a fairly short video, but for me, I've been out here for a while. And up potting some plants. Okay, so some of the spots are empty. And then we got those, and then a whole new tray of some starts. So anything with the lid off is going. So the only things that haven't bloomed yet or started to start yet is echinacea and rosemary, which I know those do take a while. So you got to be real patient with those. But my thyme, let's see, let's show it. I don't know if you can see it in there. There's a couple. I can't really see it with the bright light. But my thyme is taking off. The marjoram, hollyhock, there's a couple in there. My lemon balm, there's some stuff in there. The chamomile, of course, is going crazy. The dill has not gone off yet. The Mary Washington asparagus, I actually did find one little sprout on those, so I'm gonna just leave them there for today, and if tomorrow I see it actually growing some more, I'll open up the Mary Washington ones. My oregano's doing awesome. There's a couple forget-me-nots. There's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, there's some couple rutabaga sprouts. And then my lavender is going, so that's super exciting. My sweet peas, the sweet pea or sweet blue one, I think I saw a couple of sprouts. My marshmallow plants are doing okay. Look, like some of them didn't quite get enough soil contact, so I might have to fix that. But anyways, that's what those are looking like. Anyways, I hope everybody has a great and marvelous day, and I hope you are excited just as I am about it's almost here, which if you think about it, seems kind of silly that I'm potting some stuff because our frost date I think is March 11th, so we're getting close. But I like getting them a little stronger before they get out. So, and like I said, we have problems with cutworms. I have problems with squirrels digging up my seedlings. So any kind of start I can get on them is much, much needed where I'm at. Good morning, everyone. Or afternoon. It's afternoon here. But I wanted to hop on because I have learned a few things since last time we talked, and I didn't finish my seedlings, but I wanted to hop on and tell you a couple things before I officially end this video. You can bury the stems on snapdragons. You just have to be really gentle. A lot of people said handle snapdragons by the leaves, and then also use something really small like this to take them apart. So if you need to transplant a pot snapdragons, that's how you do it. And then for people that have never grown, because I never grown some of this stuff this year or before. It's my first year doing it. So like I have all these. All these are huckleberries. that it says you can bury the stems because they're actually slightly related. If you're doing a garden variety huckleberry, they're slightly related to the nightshade family. You can bury coarse tomatoes, you can bury the stems of peppers a little bit. Also, if you've never grown dianthus, I think is how you say it, Dianthus flowers, they can be buried. And then also, if you've never done salvia, and if you're growing it this year or want to in the future, you can bury the leaves as well on those. And you can also bury the leaves on celosia, Celosia. Just a PSA about what stems you can bury. And so what I'm gonna do then is I'm actually gonna take the snapdragon seedlings that I did yesterday, and I'm gonna separate them into their own little pots, so that way I can bury them a lot easier. So anyways, I'm gonna do this. You guys don't have to follow along with me today. I don't want to bore you with uppotting because I feel like it's fairly straightforward, but I'm gonna make some tea. I'm gonna use probably I have a winter chai tea that I really like. That's an herbal tea. It's so good. So I'm gonna make some of that, and I'm gonna finish my uppotting today. So anyways, love you guys. Hope you stay warm. At least here it's cloudy and rainy, stuff like that. So